What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not a damn podcast. Presented by
Our damn
268 Kid.
868.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Only women and gay dudes can say that right here. Yeah. Regular dudes can't say that.
Everybody can say yes. Because everybody got a little bit of
Women
that. And then every now and then you gotta, it's not just a yes that's acceptable. You gotta sometimes go that, extra mile when you got good stuff going on in your life. You gotta do that.
Well, I won't say it now. It's not June anymore, so I can't. Yeah. June, you can say it, but now.
Stop. Stop.
Interesting weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Very busy Saturday. And matter of fact, what you're doing on Sunday, I did a little bit on Saturday. I went out early, had a little brunch. Me and the lady went out, enjoyed some brunch. And then at night, went to a house party. The DJ was definitely had it jumping and shit. Yeah. I can't even think of the DJ's name. I was gonna shout him out, but I forgot the DJ. Like, what's the DJ's name? I don't remember. But but shout out to him, the DJ whose name I can't remember.
DJ, if you're listening, DJ, then tag on there, tag yourself in this if you're listening.
His name, I don't remember, but yeah, he was cool though. Yeah, he knew who the hell I was. I remember that. I said, I always introduce myself to the DJ whenever, because we might know each other. A lot of DJs say, "Oh yeah," I said, "I saw my eyes." He said, "Yeah, I know." I was like, "Oh, okay." Must have listened.
I did Billboard last year, so
number one in the streets and listen to power. But we definitely we had a good time at both events. The brunch was more on the conservative side. That party was definitely lit. So we got a little righteousness and ratchetness. There we go. Like,
that's what I say about us.
It's a balanced day right there. That's what I call it.
People fail to say it. What people don't realize about Chicago and us true Chicagoans, I say we're savage, we're classy, bougie, and ratchet. We're all of that together. And if you pick, you don't know which day you're going to get. So you may get the classy side one day. You may get the ratchet. You may get the bougie. You may get, or you may get all three in one day. So
what I call a balanced day yesterday. It was conservative one part and definitely lit at night. The party.
Nice. My Saturday was family day.
Okay.
We went to the Museum of Science and Industry.
Okay, I haven't been there in years, but I used to love going there as a kid. That was always my favorite. Out of all of the Chicago museums, that's the whenever you take field trips as kids. And that's the one I always look more forward to going to most.
Because it was very interactive, because you could touch things and it was just really.
And I read an article about the museum, about when that's the way the guy that whoever created it, that was his goal. He wanted something like kid friendly that you could touch it.
You can touch, because when you go to both
the opposite, like don't touch, yeah.
And then you gotta be quiet, no talking.
The creator is like, I want something the kids are going to actually enjoy, and it worked clearly because, like I said, I loved going to that place. So when his mission statement, mission was accomplished. Definitely that one. So how the kids enjoy? They had a ball.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they had such a good time, man. I think that maybe I had a little more fun in the because they had.
Oh yeah.
They had a thing called the what I really want to see in Ariana too, because Ariana is in a Lego phase too, and she loves art. So she's in
that Lego exhibit, right?
Yes, the art of the brick.
Okay.
And basically, it was like famous art.
They say you need to work on that name, the art of the brick. You could say it could be like it could be
no.
So I'm like, was Young Jeezy there?
No, not those bricks, But it was the art of the brick, and not the snowman. No, so it was basically famous art pieces done completely of Legos. And like when I walked in, and the first thing I saw this one. I saw the Scream. I was like, oh, it's a Scream. Cool. And then when I looked over on the other wall, I saw one of my favorite pieces of all time. I got super excited. I was like, it's Starry Night, because I love Starry Night by Van Gogh. I love that piece. And Ariana was like, that's on my math book. I know that one. So we would like point out stuff that like we recognized. Mona Lisa was there. American Gothic.
American Gothic is here in Chicago. A lot of people don't know, right?
Yes, at the Art Institute, right?
Chicago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People like, yeah, but who don't know that you probably see that painted a million times right here in your own town. Go look at it in person. Sorry, it's right there.
And then
I know they lend it out from time to time, but that's his regular home.
That's his home, yeah.
His home is like it's here in Chicago. Not like the Mona Lisa was way the fuck over there.
Yeah, in the Louvre, yeah.
The Louvre, yeah, it's like the American Gothic. That's I guess that you call that the American Mona Lisa. I guess what you call it. That's probably the most famous American painting is that one. American.
They had David.
The one with his farmer and his wife. In case y'all are wondering, with the picture.
Yeah, it's like that.
That's
yeah,
the American Gothic. In case y'all are wondering what I'm talking about. Yeah.
They had David. They had Venus de Milo. They had Nefertiti, the Sphinx. Okay. So it was like some really cool ones. And like the coolest one they had like a life-size dinosaur skeleton. Okay. So it was like a full length skeleton. And when each one had like the detail of like how many Legos made up each of the pieces. And it was 75,000 Legos that made up that dinosaur. I was like, wow. That's a lot of Legos. That's a lot of time to do that. And they had the Michelle Obama portrait too. The one with her sitting, that one, they had the Michelle Obama there. So it was very, very cool.
They have the Lego Picasso there?
They didn't have the Picasso. I didn't see that.
Yeah, because that's y'all know the Picasso. That's right there.
Yeah, the Picasso, the bird woman, whatever.
The Picasso, nobody knows what it was. To this day, nobody knows.
Bird woman. Whatever it's supposed to be. It's by Daly Plaza. We know where it's at. It's by Daly.
Yeah, across the Hall Street from City Hall. Y'all know where. Yeah.
So it was really a fun experience. And then, of course, the fun thing that like everybody, of course, the biggest attraction that everybody goes to the museum for, we had to go see the chicks.
You got to watch the chickens hatch.
Yeah, we had to watch the little baby chicks.
It used to be called Food for Life. It's probably in another part of the museum now, but that's what it was called when we were kids. Like,
yeah, it's called genetics. It's in that section now, genetics. And Ariana and Khalil, I want to see the chicks. I want to see the baby chicks. Okay. And we were looking, man. Yeah. Was like, oh, look, that was sleeping.
Walk up right when they're about to hatch, because sometimes it's like the timing is off.
You get right.
Walking up and then you gotta wait like 20 minutes because the chickens ain't gonna hatch when they hatch. It's like they ain't gonna rush just because people are watching and shit. They gonna hatch when they hatch.
And when they come out the egg, it's like, and that's why I was trying to explain to the kids, because Ariana was like, why isn't it moving? Khalil's like, why are they? And I'm like, well, try to break out of a shell is a lot of work. I'm like, that's a lot of work. They have to break.
Why they have on the other side the ones that have been out for a couple of days, and that's what you look, and those are all vibrant and like, yeah, they ain't been out a couple of days. But the ones that just come out is like I just slow motion here.
Because I said when you had to learn how to walk, because like there was some that had just hatched and they were like falling down. I explained to them. I said, well, you guys, when you first learned how to walk, I said, you guys look like Frankenstein. You and your brother were like walking.
They have the two incubators. They got the side with the eggs and then the ones with the little chicks. Yeah. So yeah. Chick side is like more action because they walking around and all of that. But
they were.
The egg side is always
active. But it's always a fun time at the museum. Like I love going, just seeing like the educational aspect and just experiencing something that's outside of like your four walls of your house. And they have a cool exhibit of Black architects like over the years. So they had like some cool facts about that. So very, very nice day. And then we like took the kids out. We went and had like lunch / early dinner, whatever afterwards. And then we took them shopping to get some toys. So we had a long day too.
A whole day too, yeah.
When I got home, I was like,
you didn't have any ratchetness in your day, but you had a full day.
And then we watched The Bad Guys. Well, the kids watched The Bad Guys. I fell asleep during part of the movie. I was tired.
That's right. We got yeah. Watched
that's streaming now on Peacock, so we watched The Bad Guys.
Well, we watched streaming on Netflix. It's Dave Chappelle's Surprise his stand-up that he released is like, Chappelle, he got that Netflix deal. So yeah, he just put out a special like unannounced, like Chappelle does.
Hey, surprise. Perfect name. Hey.
Chappelle got a new one. It's like this one was more of an a lot of people were critical of it because it was more of a speech than like comedy. Chappelle's at that point in his career now. He just get up there and tell a story. He's like, he don't even tell jokes. He just tell a story. And that's
a grown ass man. He's like 50 years old. He's a grown man who's been in the game. This is 30 years he's been in the game?
Who some say is the GOAT.
Yeah, he's been in the game 30 years.
A lot of people put him on their Mount Rushmore. I know comedians that say he's the GOAT. Yeah. The GOAT is debatable because it depends on what era you're coming from.
That's and anything like that is just subjective. Like, because what do you measure on? Do you measure it on ticket sales? Do you measure it on movie? On
ticket sales, you got to put Kevin Hart in that conversation.
Right? Do you measure it
football stadiums with comedy? He's the first comedian to sell out football stadium. He'll do a show at Soldier Field as a comedian. You don't see that. It's like
because Soldier Field is
talking ticket sales, and you got to put him in that combo. A lot of people mad as hell.
It's different factors. Like I said, ticket sales, movie sales. Are you on television? Like, did you have a successful TV career? What's another one? Just popularity
wise. On television, you got to go the Cosby route. It's Cosby. He stayed on TV. It's like
he was on TV from like the 70s until like the early 2000s.
To the Bill Cosby Show, to Fat Albert, to the Cosby Show, to Cosby. It's
the Cosby Mysteries.
Yeah, Cosby Mystery. Like he stayed on TV. Yeah.
Like I said, from like the 70s to like the early 2000s. So that's like a 30-year span that he was like.
Era I know most is Fat Albert and the Cosby Show. That's
Cosby Show is mine because
most of my era, like both.
Yeah.
Fat Albert when I was little, Cosby Show when I got a little bit older. That's like
mine was like I said, mine was a Cosby Show because Challenge, like that was my era.
I was a teenager probably by the time that came along. When I was little, like Ari and Khalil's age, Fat Albert, that was my show. Yeah. Hey. So I know Cosby my childhood. Yeah. So you'd have to put him in the GOAT conversation. To me, my GOAT, I'm an Eddie Murphy guy because that's the guy I grew up with. Delirious and Raw, like those are like still like.
Marcus, you guys parallel with that because Marcus is a huge Eddie Murphy, like all Eddie Murphy's like movies, all his stand-ups, like he watched like.
Yeah, I still say SNL ain't.
I should not been watching that as a kid.
The best era of SNL is still the Eddie Murphy era, and he left the show like 85. It's like he been left it like 40 years ago, but it's still like when I think Saturday Night Live, I still think Eddie Murphy to this.
Buckwheat.
Buckwheat and James Brown's Hot Tub.
In the hot tub.
Yeah, it's like that's what I think of when I think of SNL. It's like all of the Eddie Murphy stuff. Yeah, that's what to this day I still.
And then another thing you have to look at longevity. Like because who can last? Like who can last? Like
Chappelle has got some longevity going on.
You gotta look at that. Like I said, so it's a lot of factors. You gotta look at
Chris Rock, like his especially during his HBO era. Chris Rock's Netflix stuff has been cool, but like when I think Chris Rock, I think of those HBO specials.
HBO ones, yeah.
Bring the Pain and all of that shit. It's like
I like Never Scared.
Bring the Pain is my favorite. Matter of fact, I'll still put Eddie ahead of, but Bring the Pain is like top 3 or 4 to me as far as like stand up. I'll probably put the 2 Eddies ahead of it, and then Bring the Pain is right there with that. So it's like top 3 or 4 greatest stand ups when I think stand ups.
And then and then another thing to look at is like delivery / timing, because comedy it's about, you have to ping, like the punchline has to ping, it has to hit at the right time, because if you notice if you watch like certain movies or TV shows or something, and if the editor didn't do what they were supposed to have done and the scene wasn't cut correctly, and then the punchline gets missed. So it's like,
it's all about time.
You gotta.
That's why comedians gotta know when to you gotta let the joke breathe. Like give the people time to laugh, but don't give them too much time. Yeah. If you watch good comedians, they know about pacing. They know when to pause to let the crowd laugh, and they know when to get back in before the laughs die out. Like they good.
This right here, the facial expressions, because like we know some people like you just give a look. Like one of my favorite ones who gave the best looks. Karen Wayne's as Bonita Betrayal, when she was saying, "No, nobody better not talk about no Miss Jenkins."
Miss Jenkins.
And then when she would just look right there, and you knew she was about to say something shady, the way she would just look and be like, You know, and then you would just already be ready for the punchline that she was going to say because that look drew you in. So you got to have that, the facial. So it's a lot that goes with it. Like a lot of people often go with another great one, Richard Pryor. Like that's a lot of people.
A lot of comedians my age, like that's their goat.
Richard Pryor,
John Rogers, Damon Williams, a lot of those cats that are in my age group. Yeah, like that's the guy they grew up like imitating was Richard Pryor. Like so, like most of them, like when they be like, "Who's the inspiration?" Pryor was a lot of
Pryor was
the inspiration. It was Pryor.
Pryor was that dude. He could do it all. I say, like, you know, he could have like a joke about like political joke that makes you think, and then make a joke about like growing up in a brothel, and then
or make it whole about doing cocaine and lighting himself
on fire when he like did cocaine. Yeah.
And then you have a scene that's like 5 minutes in the movie would be the funniest scene in the movie. Like Car Wash, like Uptown Saturday Night. Like he was barely in any of these movies, but you remember those
it's
scenes.
Good place for money, right here in my pocket.
Just show up, like get his scene in, then bounce and shit, like and then like. But then you watch the movie, you remember every line that he fucking said. It's like.
And another one that is that's not so slept on that a lot of people put near the top of him, or if you're not a GOAT but Mount Rushmore, is like a George Carlin. That's another one, a George Carlin.
Yeah, I remember said Carlin was a guy because Carlin
it's a big influence. Yeah,
storyteller. Matter of fact, Carlin, he's big on my industry, yeah, because like the dirty words you can't
say on
television, like which applies to radio too. Basically, we had that list. Like they had that. Like Bob, shout out Jay Allen. He say, yeah, all right, big dog, yeah, read this. It's like
7 words you can't say.
Can't say none of these. It's like yeah. We can say them on the fucking podcast, and that's one of the words. Fuck, by the way, you can say them here. Like
we love and. My thing about George Carlin, a tall black blonde.
Also was in Car Wash. I forgot he was in it too. Yeah.
A tall black blonde.
A cab driver in Car Wash. Yeah, he used to drive a gypsy cab.
He was going to find his fare. He spent the whole day looking for that fare.
Which the hooker from a lot of little known fact. People don't know that's the director's wife from Car Wash. Yeah.
And you said she was Raheem's mama in Juice, right?
He also played, Raheem's mom. Watched Juice at the funeral, like she's there. Yeah, when Bishop hugs her, that's the hooker from Car.
Raheem's mama.
20 years later, but it's her. Like basically, yeah. The same actress. Yeah, that's Gloria Schultz. Like she's an actress now. Yeah, that's she's the wife of Michael Schultz. Yeah, the director from Car Wash. That was his wife. Yeah, so he put her in the movie as a very memorable character. By the way. Who hippo smashed in the bathroom. Remember that?
I know we should not have been watching Car Wash when we were children. It wasn't.
Well, here's the funny shit. Like, guess what? Car Wash was rated PG. It's only the 70s and the early 80s was wild.
They didn't care about us. All I want to say is that they don't really care about
wasn't a thing yet. That shit is rated PG. Look it up.
It was.
How the fuck is this a PG movie? It was smoking weed and shit.
Smoking weed in the bathroom.
Hookers. It's like, yeah, come on.
Having sex with hookers. They had the whole transphobic thing that happened with Lindsay and the
angry black man, Abdullah.
Angry black man.
Like how we heard about that character a lot growing up. Abdullah, yeah.
Insert joke there. But no, it was
ribs, Abdullah. Yeah, I heard that a lot. You want some ribs, Abdullah? Calling me Dwayne. That's not even my name. That was the character's name. His name was Dwayne.
There was a lot going on in that movie that should not have been. The boss having the affair with the bimbo.
His secretary or
bimbo, yeah. It was a lot going on.
You know what I'm saying? Basically, yeah. She was like the secretary, yeah.
The shady pastor,
Daddy Rich, yeah.
The shady preacher.
May or may not have been a pimp. It's like Abdullah alluded to him being a pimp. He had the Pointer Sisters with him, so I'm just saying.
I love that song. That was like one.
Wore a cape, he had a cane, he had a goblet, and he had the Pointer Sisters with him.
What was that, a Rolls Royce he had?
Was it a Cadillac or a Rolls? I think I gotta look back what his limo. Yeah,
he had a designer. He had like a luxury vehicle. It was luxury.
Oh, he had a stretch. Yeah, I forget what.
Yeah, it was luxury.
But he had a stretch limo with Lindsay said it's like being in Burt church with Burt Reynolds, honey, like hanging out in the limo.
Well, bless this car, honey. Thank you, miss. Thank you, miss.
But it was a debate. Somebody posted a meme about the GOAT from like each decade. Like 90s is the one that's debatable to me because, like I said, 60s is Red Fox, which I agree.
Yeah.
70s is Pryor. Everybody agrees. Yeah. 80s is Eddie. Everybody there. We come back to the 90s. The 2000 was Chappelle. I agree. And then 20 teens was Kevin Hart, which I also agree. Like, who did it bigger than Kevin Hart in the past?
Kevin Hart was everywhere. Yeah. From Think Like a Man to
those stand-ups, football
stadiums. The stand-ups to the buddy comedies with
he did Ride Along with Ice Cube. He did the stuff with Rock was what's the one where they were in school? I forgot.
The one
with the Rock where he was like they were like classmates and then they were growing up years later.
Central Intelligence.
Central Intelligence. I remember
that was good. Central Intelligence was funny. That was good. I like that. That was a good one.
Yeah. So yeah, but the 90s is like what do you think was the 90s? Let's see. Because there's two names that jump out to me.
If you I
went back and forth with Marcus Chapman about this too. That's what I'm thinking about.
No, to me, if you go by what they did and their popularity and all their body of work that they did, I say Martin Lawrence.
I think Martin too is for the 90s. What's the name?
We're in tune, see?
Marcus Chapman says Chris Rock. I'm like, yeah, Chris Rock, he had to Bring the Pain, The Bigger and Blacker. Like, he had the show on HBO. Like, a lot of people don't remember that though. Yeah. But Chris Rock was like, he did. Like, I think Martin just had a bigger
thumbprint. He did because
I think Chris Rock had better stand-up because because Martin had You So Crazy. I think Chris Rock stands were like way better than that.
Yeah, they were, but the whole body of work.
Def Comedy Jam, the Martin Show. Like House Party 1 and 2.
House Party 1 and 2.
Bad Boys. Like Martin was everywhere.
Blue Streak. Like he was in all type of movies.
Mama, yeah.
Big Mama.
What's the other movie he did? Is another one. But yeah, Martin was pretty much everywhere.
He was everywhere.
But Martin was like even that.
Nothing to Lose.
Nothing to Lose. That might have been the one I was thinking
of. What's his name? Tim Robbins. Yeah, Nothing to Lose. He did that. He was everywhere.
Dark, the less said about that, the better.
The what? Talking
Dirty After Dark. I said, but that was in the 90s, which is also on Peacock right now. If you want to watch, not Peacock, on Amazon Prime. Yes, I was watching it the other day.
That's a hard pass.
Watch it with your kids anyway. So
hard pass.
I just think. So I said let's agree. Let's just say the 90s was Martin / Chris Rock. I said let's agree.
1A and 1B, right?
I said I can live with that. Yeah, I said Martin.
I would say Martin. If you look at the whole body of what from 1990,
like Martin was kind of everywhere. Chris Rock was like we talking about this straight stand up. I'll give you that Chris Rock.
Yeah, Chris Rock for stand up, absolutely.
Everything I think it was Martin though.
Everything Martin, because like
Rock, it's like yeah,
everything.
Chris Rock had the better stand up, but then like his movies were like CV4, and then he had the Chris Rock show. It was like see like. His other projects were like, all right, is what I'm saying. Basically, I was outside of the stand-up. It's like, yeah, but the stand-up killing it. Yeah, I agree with that. Especially Bring the Pain. I put that maybe
Bring the Pain was great.
Top 3 like greatest stand-ups I've ever seen in my life. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I put
Barry Smoke Crack got his job back.
Yeah. Black folks versus niggas. Come on. It's like, yeah, there's so much in that. He was like, when I'm at the ATM, I'm not looking for Glenn. I'm looking out for niggas. It's like
was that grand opening, grand closing?
Grand opening, grand closing. I think
grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah. Keeping it real.
Yeah, but like I said, I would say for stand up, yeah, Chris Rock. But then if you go like the overall body,
it seems like Martin did more in the 90s. Like
he did do more. Now, where does
just put the Martin show by itself, like that alone? Like it's like not even counting all the other shit. Just that fucking show itself is like it's still it left such a footprint to this day. Like
Martin. After him and Gina got married, the show jumped the shark. We know that after him and Gina got married, it kind of declined. And then when Gina left, it was like,
yeah, that's why it got canceled. Right after. It's like she came back just to do the finale because they were about to cancel the show. So they said she just came back to finish it out. Which
I gotta find that, Martin, because I don't want to pay for BET.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Hey, we give you a tip.
The trial day for a week and then cancel.
Yeah, 7-day trials.
Who was do the trial day for a week? That's all. I just put the alert in my phone to remind me when to cancel it so they charge me.
I watched the Martin reunion on BET Plus. Yeah, I checked it out. Yeah.
Because I don't want to pay for any more. I have enough streaming services. I'm not trying.
Yeah, I'm not buying shit else. I barely watch the ones I got. That's all.
Exactly.
I'm not getting no more.
Exactly.
Like, some of them are canceled. Like, do I even watch this shit? It's like, yeah.
It's a lot. Like you got a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like you'll be on something for a while, and then like you leave it alone, and then you come back to it. Because I hadn't been watching my Boomerang, but then like the last few days we've been watching like Tom and Jerry and. That's
the beauty of it. Like they don't have it's no commitment. It's not like back like with we had to sign a 2-year contract back in the day, like with Comcast. Like now it's like cancel anytime. So just get that shit, watch what you want and cancel it. Like come back later when the new season, when the Power number 7 starts or whatever. Like and come back to Stars then. It's like you don't have to keep Stars the year round if you don't want. Just come back when the new Power whatever. I watched the Tommy one. I watched part of that one. It was Chicago.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
New season of the Chi started. So yeah, so everybody want to get Showtime's trial again. Like there you go. Hey, the new season of the Chi just started back up. So which is getting pretty good, but yeah.
So far behind, I got it. Yeah.
I won't give spoilers on the Mari if you're gonna watch it yet, but I
am gonna eventually watch it because my thing is once I get too far behind, I'd rather the series just end and then I'll watch the whole series after it ends because it's like, okay, now I'm like super far behind. So rather than trying to like binge it to catch up to it's like then people, now when so-and-so died, that was bogus. It's like, okay, I haven't watched the episode yet, but thanks. Like, okay, thank you.
Shout out Jason Weaver. Yeah. He's like his character is fucking hilarious on the show.
Authentically Chicago. I'm glad that they
added some authentic Chicago. That's one of the complaints of people. Like Jason Weaver, they added last season. D-Ray Davis and Iman Shumpert joined the cast this season. Okay. They're getting some Chicago flavor in there.
If they don't have Heroes Chicken or whatchamacallit, or Garrett's Popcorn, or Italian beef.
It's a place though. It seems like it's supposed to be like a knockoff of Harold's. Like it's a place like this where people getting their chicken from. Maybe they just couldn't get the name Harold's on the show.
They couldn't use the rights, but you gotta have.
It seems like they're alluding to like a Harold's type.
That's Harold's, okay.
To me, the main restaurant.
One thing about Chicago, we eat. We foodies in Chicago. We eat. We got good food. We eat here. So you gotta do that part right. You gotta do that right.
But getting back, we be going on tangents.
It's okay. It's our damn podcast.
Exactly. Yeah. Was the Chappelle special? What he was basically telling the story about how he got into comedy because he what he was doing, he was giving a speech at the Duke Ellington, the school he went to,
his alma mater. Yeah.
They wanted to name that theater after him. Yeah. So he went there to give a speech, like, yeah. And they basically recorded a speech and used that for the special. So like he was just talking about how he ended up there. He was at the neighborhood school at first. He was like, like some of our neighborhood schools in Chicago. Here's some hood shit. He's like, yeah. So, and then when he started hanging around comedians, he started getting into comedy, and so he asked a comedian like, how do I break into comedy? He started going to open mics. Was like he said, yeah, I'll bring it back. Yeah, he said because back in the day when there wasn't no Google, he said, so all you kids, we didn't have the internet, so I had to. It's this thing we called telephone books. It was like this thick, and they had phone numbers in it. It was like
and the writing was this tiny. The writing was really really small.
So he looked up his local comedy club in there. He called them, and they told him, come down to the open mic. But then he was like hang out like and watch the other comics, and then he finally asked one. And one of them told him like, well, you should like work on acting too, because that'll help your comedy.
Mhm.
And that's how he ended up at the school, which is a performing arts school. Like
Performing arts school, yeah. Which is very good, which I would recommend for anybody if you're if you're especially a creative, because everybody doesn't have the same strengths. So as parents and just people at that period, like it's nice if like somebody is like super intelligent and academically inclined, but everybody doesn't have that type of talent. So if you have one child that's a straight A student effortlessly, and you have another child that is artistic, but not a straight student, but not saying that they're an F student, but like they're like a B, C-ish student, then don't just like this, you know about this person. Just don't disregard.
Don't expect me to be feast. That's what I was about to say.
Just don't disregard them,
Don't expect me to be feast.
Just don't disregard them, because everybody isn't the same. Like all the kids aren't going to have the same. Like they're just not. Everybody's not the same. Like one child may be reading at 3, and the other child may not read until like they're like going to kindergarten.
Basically,
it doesn't mean that they're less.
Long story short about the Dave Chappelle theater, like which like he ended up not putting his name on it because his name is controversial now. He said, I don't want to take, because this school helped me a lot. I don't want to be a reason to like deter people from like coming. So he's like, but he did name it. He's like something like it named him with him without putting his name on. It's like the freedom of expression, like theater or something like that. He said, and eventually when things that I just put my name in front of that, yeah, the Dave Chappelle freedom of expression, this like that. He's like, that's why I put my stamp on it without my name right now, because people are with Chappelle. How could you send your kids there and all that? He's like, he hates gays and trans,
Okay. Like I'm okay. I just
freedom of expression, because he's like, I wanted people to come and get the same thing I got out of this school. Yeah, so that's what he said. But eventually, whether when after he's gone or just when stuff dies down, he's like, yeah, just put my name in the front of that. Yeah,
that's very admirable. That shows extreme maturity from him. Like I said, because Dave is like a 50, like he's like almost 50. He's a 50-year-old man. So it's like, unfortunately, like I said, well, age is supposed to make you more mature, but unfortunately, some of us just don't. It's supposed to bring wisdom and maturity when you age, but
I'm sure he saw the backlash when he saw like the Duke Ellington, it's got going to name Game of the Theater after Dave Chappelle. Probably was like a lot of backlash. Probably hit the comment section, like people like
writing their little petitions online,
and comment section on it too, like like when they posted like the social media posts, just head to the comment section to see what motherfuckers are
comment sections do be brutal. Like that's the advice behind. Like don't read the comment section. Like if you're a person, sometimes you get don't read
put my name on it right now because like it's too hot right now. So we'll revisit this another day. Basically, he's like, don't put it on there now.
I like it though. I like
left the door open to it. He said just add my name in front of that. Yeah, because I forgot the exact name, but something with freedom of expression is like what the freedom of expression or something like that. Yes, just call it the Dave Chappelle Freedom of Expression Theater. Like
I'm for it.
I'm for it. So I like the but if you get a chance, check it out on Netflix.
After the kids go to sleep.
Talked about his whole journey, like through kind of the Comedy Central and all of that. How he took a smaller deal at first with them because he didn't expect the show to be the juggernaut it was. Yeah, that's
what most stuff is.
But Dave Chappelle, like pretty much was like underground before that. Like, unless you watch like Half Baked,
which was like fucking hilarious.
Before Chappelle show, Chappelle was kind of out only in certain circles. You really didn't know Chappelle like that before that Chappelle show. He wasn't a household name yet, is what I'm saying. But that show like put him out there. Like
we know Chappelle from Con Air when he got thrown out the plane and had the message written on his chest. I know him from Con Air.
From the Nutty Professor when Buddy Love
Reggie
put him inside of the piano.
You snapping on Reggie?
When Buddy Love threw him in the piano. He had shit locks. He got thrown into the piano.
So what was that scene like to have like? So now you have like two of the greatest ever to be in that scene together. Like
goats. One you knew was a goat. The other one you didn't know was going to be a goat at the time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I liked it. Yeah, it's pretty damn good, kid. What you got, kid? Because I want to take over. Yeah, so I got some good stuff. Yeah.
I want to give some flowers right now to somebody who is this is it's about damn time. As Lizzo would say, it's about damn time for her. Miss Jennifer Lewis got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Okay.
She finally got it. So Jennifer Lewis has been we've been rocking with Jennifer Lewis.
She said on my
list. I was like, for people, I've been rocking with her since she was.
I remember right here.
She put
you on my
list. So she was Dean Davenport and Aunt Helen on The Fresh Prince. We've been rocking with her. We've been rocking with her since that long because Aunt Helen was hilarious.
That's one of the four aunts. Like Janice was married to the white man. Of course, Vivian was the main Janet Hubert / Daphne Maxwell. That's like Vi was Will's mama, and then Helen was the other one.
Helen was her.
Helen usually had the best lines. Like she was always the funniest of the four. Like
When the line that got me was with Janice's husband, when he was like, "Oh, honey, you look tired," and he was like, "You want me to do so and so, so and so?" He's like, "And I'll take the baby and so and so, so and so." And they went upstairs, and then she looks and she says, "That does it. I'm getting me a white man." She always had her one-liners would be hilarious. Helen would always come in with the punches. And she played Angela Bassett's mama in What's Love Got to Do with It. She was Anna Mae's mama.
Anna Mae's mama in that.
And
forget that shit. She played all of Black Hollywood's mama.
She was Morris Chestnut's mama. Morris Chestnut's mama and the brothers. And Tatiana Ali.
He played Tony Child's mama on Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Played everybody, every Black mama. She played Anthony Anderson's mama on Black. Come on.
I love that Tony Child's mama. Because she was just so dysfunctional. It was the reason why Tony was as crazy as she was, because her mama was out of it. But we love Jennifer Lewis. And I'm so glad that she got this star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, because it was just overdue. She's been in the game, 30 years she's been in the game? She's been doing this a long time.
Meet the Browns, Tyler
Perry. She was singing Amazing Grace with Meet the Browns. Amazing.
Singing Amazing Grace, that's the scene I remember most. What's her name? Frankie Faison kicks her into the grave. Go ahead, join Pops. Yeah. I think that was her brother. It's he's like, go ahead, join.
That was her brother. Yeah, you want to go in there? He shoves her in the grave.
Because she's at one of the funeral that does too much. Amazing. She had the big ass church hat on too.
What she's saying when her and Brandy, when she was singing her song, "Fucking with Me in These Streets," hilarious. Jennifer Lewis, you watch her TikTok, just watch her stuff. She's a national treasure. So we love Jennifer Lewis. We love her. She is our auntie, everybody's auntie, mama. Everybody knows
Black Hollywood's mama. That's what
everybody knows somebody that
acts like her unofficial name. She's like Black Hollywood's mama. That's what.
And I love that she got that. And the picture that I saw of her, she was doing a high kick in the picture in front of her star. Her leg was up here. I was like, all right.
I know some notable names were there. I know it had to be some names there.
Back in March, one of her movie sons, Morris Chestnut, got his star back in March. So I hope he was there to be like, "Hey, we on it together now." Hey, So that would have been nice.
I gotta look it up because whenever they get their stars, they always have
I saw Debbie Allen in the picture with her. I did see Debbie Allen was there.
From Different World. Debbie Allen was the director for
Blacks Relate Release.
She knew where
Release.
She did that therapist too. Yeah, she played that. She played the therapist character.
I'm gonna get that on a shirt. Relax, Relate, Release.
But Marla Gibbs got her star last year, which it seemed like she should have been one. Yeah.
I was like,
that's Black Hollywood royalty there.
That's royalty right
Lawrence
there.
and the Jeffersons, come on.
Florence, who had the
from 227?
Who had the slickest mouth, Florence or Jeffrey from the Fresh Prince? Who had the
slickest mouth? The servants who was the one that talked the most shit, because they both had their one line. Jeffrey with that English accent just was something just epic about.
I'm gonna laugh myself into a seizure. Oh, whatchamacallit was another one that serves Major Shade, Benson.
Benson
Benson
Phobia.
served Shade too. Benson wasn't for the shits either.
Oh, Benson.
Robert Gilliam.
Benson, Jeffrey, Florence.
Florence.
One more, we get our Mount Rushmore of like sassy.
Who's the slickest?
That's funny. It was a video I was watching, like fan theories. It's like said that George Jefferson was really smashing Florence.
I know he said that they were having an affair.
She always they were having a secret affair because she always talks shit to like he never fired her. She didn't seem like she did her job particularly well and shit either. It's like that was really his side chick, and Weezy just didn't know what shit.
He didn't know.
They did the arguing just to throw him off the set. It's like so nobody would pick up on it. It's like
I hate you too.
Yeah, a little fan theory. It was like, I love fan theories. It was like, was that really George Jefferson's side chick? And Weezy just didn't know it.
Yeah, could be.
Florence wasn't married either, so there you go.
Wasn't he with the butcher or something? What's his name?
No, that was Alice from the.
Alice. Okay, I'm confusing.
Housekeeper.
I thought Florence had a man. I thought she had like a butcher man or something.
No, Billy D was her. No. He did do a cameo on there because that was her crush, and then he did end up doing a cameo.
Oh, Billy D. Williams was the fine guy.
He was that dude in the 70s, definitely.
Like he was what Morris Chestnut was to us in the 90s, basically. Like how Morris Chestnut was the fine man for us in the 90s.
He'll always be Lando Calrissian to me. Star
nice Colt 45.
Or the Colt 45 guy. Yeah. Either Lando Calrissian or the Colt 45 guy is what Billy D always be to me. Nice.
Coming full circle, not that horrible episode of A Different World. So see, we came full circle back to Jericho. That episode with him. Him and Kizzy from Roots, Leslie Uckham's episode was awful. A Different World.
Never happened, kid.
But we love you, Jennifer Lewis. We love you as Diddy Davenport. So next time I get out to Hollywood, I'm going to definitely go and I'm going to take the picture. And I think I'm going to, I do funny. I'm going to have a list and I'm going to be doing that. For her star, I think I'm gonna do that like that. All right. So that was my thing. I had to get out to give my flowers to her.
Okay. Have you heard of this you got kids, so have you heard of this put your shoes on challenge shit?
Oh, with the fighting that
you heard of it. You heard of it. The put your shoes on challenge involves like parents be like telling them that they about to go fight a neighbor and like they got a kid about their age too. So it's like, yeah, well, you gotta come too. Yeah, like you got a son about your age. Yeah, you gonna come? Put your shoes on. Come on, like yeah. And seeing what the kid does and shit is, and they'd be like, no, we just joke. Like yeah. It's like it is kind of fucked up to like. I get it's a joke. It's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's not funny and shit either.
Okay. I will go back. They should have never gave you ninjas internet. So that's how I feel about some of this. They shouldn't give some people internet because it's like,
why'd you traumatize your kids like that?
It's stupid because it's like, what we do?
Would you tell tell kids you got to tell Ariana?
Absolutely not. We ain't doing that. Absolutely not. I'm not.
You got a daughter about your age. Like you gonna come?
I'm not doing that with my kids.
You gonna come get this daughter? Yeah. I can't hit the little kid, so you gonna come put your shoes on?
The fun stuff like I mean, like yes, I'll participate in like some dancing stuff. We could do that and do like some fun, lighthearted stuff. But like dark, I'm not doing like that's goofy. Like some stuff is just goofy. Like I saw like put your shoes on there. Like I watched like one bit and I was like, okay. I was like, that's enough. Like I didn't even watch. I know some people watch like the whole. They have like a whole compilation.
Just to so because I knew we were going to talk about it. I said I just want to see what it is. Because I've been seeing, because it was they even did it on Breakfast Club. That's how big it was. They talked about it like, yeah, is this stupid or is it not? Like
it's very stupid.
I think and then they started doing hypothetical. Charlemagne didn't want nothing to do with it. Obviously, he's like, no, I'm not going to even entertain that shit at all. But then they're like, okay, it's stupid. But hypothetically, like envy, like if you told your kids, like, what happened? It's like they started breaking it. Okay, yeah, well, my oldest daughter wouldn't do it. My son, he started breaking it. Charles like, no, I'm not going to even get in on that at all.
I'm not even doing that at all.
Like, no, I'm not. Yeah, not even going to hypothetically joke about shit.
Yeah, because I mean, we need to move to a point where like like, yes, sometimes you do gotta, you do gotta by any means. You gotta sometimes, sometimes the dragon gotta get unleashed, like Cisco said, unleash it. Sometimes you have to unleash the dragon, but in most instances, you can resolve a situation without violence. That's the best way I'll say it. Like you can resolve conflict without violence. In most cases, you can. I will say that in most cases you can resolve it, because if you can't, like something as simple as like we're having a disagreement and then you just haul up and hit someone in the mouth, like you should be able to have an intelligent disagreement and stuff like that to break down stuff rather than just resorting to violence. That's how I feel. And it doesn't make you a punk if you don't like want to whoop someone's ass. Like that doesn't make you a punk. It doesn't.
Nice segue into this next violence and the history of violence. And you heard about Larry Hoover, right?
I have not. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Larry Hoover says he wants nothing to do with the Gangster Disciples. So he's officially renouncing his affiliation with the GDs. The guy that basically founded the organization way back when, like before he got 200 years or whatever he got in prison. It's like he wants to get out. He's an old man. So Larry.
Oh, this man's what, like 75, right?
70s. Yeah, like Larry's in his 70s.
He's like, he has to be 75-ish. I would say if I was just a guessing person, he has to be mid-70s.
I know he's in his 70s. I'm gonna see.
I would venture this. Yeah. Oh, 71. Okay, I gave him a little older. 70s, I gave him a little bit older.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if we're of a certain age and he'd
been in jail since before we were born. I think
we were born.
He was in jail like 73 or some shit like that.
Yeah, like before we was born. So
jail, like all of our life. I don't remember Larry Hoover being out.
We don't even remember him being a free man. We don't.
But he just wants to get out. That's why he's saying like so he's like could cut all ties with the GDs. Like,
yeah, you've been in jail for 50 years. So
I think he just
that's 50 years. He's been since 73, 50 years next year.
I'm hoping that he's in protective or something, because I could see some kind of retaliation for that shit. It's like, and now that he doesn't have protection from the GDs, it's like, so I wonder if he's like in protective custody in prison. I don't know. I wonder.
Yeah.
Because I just thought about that. Yeah. And they did the whole show last year. Remember with Kanye and all of that, the free Larry Hoover show on LA.
Yeah.
It did the whole thing. So, but I just had to address that. So like Larry Hoover no longer affiliated with the GDs. So, yeah.
I mean, part of like we said, part of growth is doing things that once was like appealing and cool to you, and realizing that maybe I'm not about that life anymore.
Years later is like
maybe that life wasn't like some of the best reformed people are people who spent time in prison, or people, but people are judge you so quickly and be like, they did this, they did that. It's like, yes, but if they reformed, if they actually did become rehabilitated and did reform, then
completely different, like Detroit Red and Malcolm X is like very different people. Yeah, but the
so
same.
If you wrote off Detroit Red at 19 when he was a kid, if you wrote him off, but then you looked at what he became, because what was he, 39 when he died?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at him 20, what he became, because even he went through another evolution, like I said, when he became
Malcolm X and El Haj Malik
El Shabazz. Yep.
That's like
if you look at El Haj Malik, even different than Malcolm X.
Yeah.
So if you wrote him off, if you wrote off somebody right here at 19, and then you look at them at 35, but he's not that same 19-year-old kid he was. He was a knucklehead. It can happen. A person who turned his life around completely that I didn't know anything about was Charles Dutton.
Rock, yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that he had like such a sordid past. I didn't know that until recently.
He got into acting. Yeah, I remember that back in the when this TV
I didn't know
was on the air. I remember him talking about it back.
I just thought that because like I was younger in the 90s, like watching. So I just liked him on the show. I just thought he was a good actor. I thought that on Rock, I thought he was a great actor.
Y'all don't remember Rock?
That's a show kids won't know. It's Rock.
Rock. He had his wife when they called Eleanor. Straight to Chocolate Jack was trying to explain.
I think it might be
trying to explain his coworkers about Rock, and they had no idea what it was. He was like, Eleanor.
I think it might be. I'm gonna try to see if it's streaming somewhere.
Rock was streaming somewhere. I don't know where though.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I saw Rock streaming.
But it was a really good show. And like Charles Dutton, like he actually spent time in prison for what, 2nd-degree murder, I want to say?
Like murder or something like that.
Yeah, like 2nd degree. So like he actually did real time for a real crime.
Yeah, for like 10 years or something like that.
Yeah, he did real time, like in real jail. Mm-hmm. But he became a successful actor. Then
in prison is when he learned about acting. Mm-hmm. Ironically, yeah.
He became a successful actor and director. So yeah.
He directed The Corner. That's what he directed that series. Mm-hmm. This was like to me was like the precursor for The Wire. The
Wire, yeah.
For The Wire.
The Corner was really good. Like, I like The Corner. It was a really good.
It was like, yeah, that came
a good short series. It was a good limited series.
And then The Wire was like, yeah. The Wire was like, The Corner was reality. Wire is fiction based, I believe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like that's the difference between the two. Like, because like Charles was talking about some people he knew from his old neighborhood in like Baltimore.
Yeah.
Drug dealers and crackheads
and
wrote about some of these people.
Hustlers, yeah.
Some of them actually appeared. Like he had some of the actual people like actually make appearances on The Corner.
Yeah.
The real people there. But yeah, he directed that, Charles Dutton. Mm-hmm. Check it out. It's like slept on. It might be an HBO Max because it was an HBO show. So I wonder if it's streaming on HBO.
Could be.
I'm gonna look that up.
Oh yeah, though. So
basically, I had thought about Larry Hoover again. Like, and Cooley High, the scene in the movie theater was the guy based on Larry Hoover that started the fight. That when Pooter bumped into the guy was that Larry Hoover that he bumped into? Because that was set during the era that Larry Hoover would have been.
During the 60s, because Cooley High was supposed to be set in the 60s, right?
I think that's when he started the GDs, like in the 60s. So like when they started to play, like, what you talking shit? Yeah, who you gonna stop me? Who in what army? This army, Disciples. Was that Larry Hoover? It's like the guy that said, in my mind, that was Larry Hoover that they were at the movie theater with. The guy was based on Larry Hoover.
Because Cooley High was loosely based on Eric Monte's life.
And it was a real heist. That's where you went to, Cooley High.
So it's
not there anymore. Like, all of that's going. Like that whole area is going to be gentrified, including Cooley High. It's like,
Well, I recently watched a TikTok about this, and it's like, I hope that something gets resolved. All I'm gonna say is Norman Lear, Norman Lear.
Great. Yeah,
I'm like brave freeze. Norman, do the right thing.
Yeah, because him and Eric been going back and forth really since the 70s. Like
Norman Lear, do the right thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, because if it is like when there's smoke, there's fire.
Here's the story. We not would do with this. We tie it all together. Eric Monte is saying that he created the character, George and Louise Jefferson. Mm-hmm. It's like, which like it makes sense because remember how Cooley High ended? We're gonna tie all of this together. We're not new at this. The last scene of Cooley High would Preach after he like pours a little bit of liquor out for Coach East and all of that. They saw him running in the distance. It's like, yeah, like Preach like he becomes a successful Hollywood writer. It's like that's what they're talking about. Like what Eric Monte actually did, he hitchhikes from Chicago to LA. And he's just like Eric Monte just was able to like talk his way into situations. He hustled his way onto the set of All in the Family. That's what he said, yeah. And then basically like he pitched when he got to meet with Norman Lear, he pitched this idea like Archie Bunker, this super racist right-wing guy, like, yeah, what if he had black neighbors? Like, yeah, which created George and Louise Jefferson. So like, yeah. And eventually they get their own spin-off and which is even more successful than All in the Family. That's still the longest running black sitcom in television history, I believe, The Jeffersons. They ran for 11 seasons.
And the other thing that Eric Monte said also, the idea that he gave the idea of Red Fox being the junk man on Sanford. So he said that
one I didn't hear.
I heard that.
The ones I know are the ones I know are the Jeffersons, Good Times, and What's Happening. That's the three I know. Sanford, I didn't hear that one. Yeah, I gotta look into that one. But because then after like George and Louise Jefferson, then the next idea he pitched, he wanted to write about growing up, his life growing up in Chicago
in the Cabrini Green projects here.
Yeah, and then him and ironically the guy that played the original Lionel on the Jeffersons, like
Michael Evans.
Mike Evans, yeah, which is who Michael was named after, Michael Evans. It's like, yeah, the son, yeah. So it's like Eric. You look at the credits created by Eric Monte and Mike
Evans. Yeah,
that's like they created that. Then so then his third idea, like he which what he was working on his screenplay for, like loosely based on his life, which is Cooley High. And then he pitched that, like, what if he turned this to a television show version of it, which is what's happening. It's like, yeah,
it's Raj.
Raj is preach, yeah. It's like, yeah,
Raj.
Dwayne is like Pooter. It's like, look at the characters, like parallel a lot of them, yeah. He had a little sister named D. His sister in the movie's name was D. Mama was a maid. Like his mama was like, yeah, like it's the same characters basically. But I don't think he got credit for what's happening because they changed it enough. It's like TV clown on the Simpsons. They changed
it enough where they don't have to pay him.
This isn't Cooley High. I think, yeah, they changed it enough.
And then they ousted him out of Hollywood because he said like no
lawyer. He got a settlement. What he got wasn't shit.
$1 million. All
of those iconic characters.
That's all he got was $1 million.
And then the 80s a drug wave happened, and that pretty much ate through his
brain. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, the drugs of the 80s like killed that. So like, and he was actually homeless like back in Chicago, like in the 90s. Like
in the 90s, he was homeless.
That created all of these iconic characters. Like he's like back broke and like homeless, like was back.
Well, I'm hoping that does.
I just want to give that man his flowers while he's still here, Eric Monty.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Norman Lear does the right thing because like he's gonna be either his birthday is coming or just I know that his birthday, he turns 100 this year. So he's about to turn 100. He is. So I say resolve this before, because if he passes away, then it's like you can't resolve anything. Like unless he just has something just read in the will that we just all don't know about, and then he passes away, and then it's like, hey, here's his will, and then I'm leaving $50 million to you. Unless it's something like that.
Get the rights to those intellectual properties. That's what you do. That like ownership is like, yeah, I'm into ownership. Like money's cool, but ownership is what I'm interested in. Like
George Lucas,
he gets the rights to. He owns the rights to the characters from Jefferson's Good Times and what's happening. Like he owns those characters. Like yeah,
George Lucas. Yes. So I gotta say those two words, George Lucas.
Yeah, he said. They said we can give you $1 million now, or give you like 100,000 now, and like and all rights to the future rights to merchandising. Most people would have took the first salary because like they see that money, but Lucas was smart. He said, like, I want to take the merchandising money. So he made billions off of that shit. It's like, yeah, way more than that million, whatever they offered him to do Star Wars. Yeah. Like, yeah, so that's how you got to think like that. Yes. You got anything?
It's chess, not checkers. That's what I'll say. Chess, not checkers.
I had some quick takes. I don't know if I want to go through these. So like some of them I don't feel like talking. Like Hunter Biden and Jill Biden, like her fucking faux pas about bodegas and calling Latinos tacos or some shit. It's like it was some mess that went on. It's like, it was similar to Kelly Osbourne's toilet comment, basically. Trump's first wife, Ivana, she died. I think she fell down the stairs or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they said that she had, I think it was cardiac arrest, and then if you have that and then you fall, that's what the dangerous thing is. You do have cardiac arrest and then you fall. Then
I'll quick take all of these.
Yeah. So rest in peace to Ivana Trump.
Michael
and
Moore.
Condolences to their family.
Michael Moore talking about repealing the Second Amendment. Should I read this shit? I don't want to read. Should I read?
Keep my face. He's.
Yeah, I'm not reading that, but I do have like what his version of and there's a lot here. It's basically would make gun ownership a privilege for like rich motherfuckers. That's what it looks like to me. So.
That's why you see me go like. So it's a classist thing now, or whatever. Yeah. Go off. Go off.
Regular motherfuckers would be able to afford guns after all of this shit. Basically, that's what I'm seeing, but I'm not reading that shit. But I just had to address it. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, Michael Moore. But come take my shit. That's what I'm saying. Now, so like those gun guys, come and take it.
Don't be
turn me into a gun guy, Michael.
Don't be a gun nut.
Come to my house, south side of Chicago. Come get it. That's all I'm saying. I want to see Michael Moore come to the south side of Chicago. I'm trying to see something.
He's not. He's not going south of Lincoln Park. He's not.
Chicago. DJ Ferris voice. It's Chicago. That's funny. Let's wrap it up on that.
On that note.
Thanks for supporting Not Another Damn Podcast, episode 268. You want to support us further? You know what to do. Give us a like. I like it. Yeah. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha?
Hey, Tasha.
YouTube, your Amazon Alexa devices. Also, you can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know what to do.
And you can check me out at MSIMAH626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, SCR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, SCR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We'll talk to you later. Bye. I'm gone.